I'm going to address one of the most common questions, which is people say, is it worth repairing when you can just get a replacement for a little bit more? And I'm going to do this using an example with watches. First, there are primarily four different kinds of watches. You have junk watches, these smart watches that live on a charger. They're annoying. Then you have spring-driven watches, and they don't use a battery. And then you have quartz watches, which run on a battery. And then you have these solar type of watches that absorb lumens from the sun or other light sources and charge a capacitor on the inside to drive the watch. This watch is mine. I bought it about 20 years ago. This watch itself in this condition is probably worth 20 bucks. And so it's hard to say that it's worth fixing, except it's worth it to me because it's sentimental. 20 years ago, spending a few $100s on a watch was a big deal, and I wore this watch a lot, and it's lived with me through a lot of my memories in my years. So when the capacitor needed to be replaced, I took it to a local jeweler who, I don't even know what they did, but they called me up on the phone, and they're like, oh yeah, the computer movement on the inside is cooked, and you need to get it replaced, and it's just not worth it. We recommend you buy a new watch. Okay, what's it cost to get it fixed? Oh, it was probably a few $100s. Okay, I'm willing to spend $500 to fix this watch if I have to. They don't get back to me. I go and I pick up my watch. I go to another jeweler who has a reputation for servicing watches. They took a look at it and, oh, no, it's a perpetual. We don't do anything with those. We recommend you send it to Citizen. Citizen doesn't service their old watches. I know that because I just wanted to get the glass replaced at one point, sent it to them, and they sent it back saying no. So it just sits in my car, absorbing the sunlight, and you can see right now it's ticking because the watch does work, but the reserve on the capacitor doesn't last long enough if it's not exposed to constant daylight, basically. It just needs the capacitor to be replaced so that it'll work again. And I expect that would cost $50 to $100, but the watch is only worth 20 bucks. And because the watch is only worth 20 bucks, I can't get a service professional to give me the time of day on servicing it. And that goes to say, it doesn't matter what the device is worth. It matters what it's worth to the individual. People can have sentimental attachments to things like I do on this one, or in the case of electronics, they might have data and memories and especially memories with people who are no longer with us. There are reasons people want their devices fixed at any cost. You get it?